Hey, welcome back to Tolan's Tactical Tales T3. In this episode, our second episode of how not to cook stuff poorly and not get food poisoning, is an episode I thought I'd make for breakfast because I'm hungry and, why not? What I did is it's going to be some kind of a, I won't say egg fouillon because that's disrespectful. It's not that. But it's sort of a vegetable sausage dish. Good if you're low carb, and I'm kind of trying to work on low carb because you might have noticed FAT. Also PHAT, arguable, but that's the idea. So there's already in the pan here, and I hope you can see this okay. Not a lot of room in this kitchen. It's sort of a one-butt kitchen. Anyway, there's sausage, and that was just some sausages I crumpled up from breakfast sausage and made it kind of ground sausage, with the hands. Some onions, some green onions or scallions or what do we call them, and then some garlic, and that's all cooked in here with a little bit of pepper. And we have our stuff out here. And this one's a little more complicated. There's a lot more going on today than normally. We have cabbage, and this one has two kinds of cabbages. Cabbages? Yeah, I think that's right. And then it's also got carrots in it. So that's just it's a coleslaw mix, right? So you don't have to do a lot of chopping. It's already chopped. So we got that cooking. I'm going to crank up the fire just a smidge. And then we're going to add a few things to this. Before I do that, let's go over the stuff you need. Cabbage or some kind of vegetable. Onions, great. Meat, if you like, whatever you like. Use sausage because it's easy. This is oyster sauce. This is gravy for the top of that. And it's just beef gravy. Not fancy. Matter of fact, let's do this. Pop the top on that sucker. Just set that thing right in there for safety. Okay. And then some soy sauce. We also have some, what is this? Garlic chili sauce. Some sesame seeds. And of course eggs to mix it all together with. And a really bad knife for the, kind of top it off at the end, make it fancy with the green part of the green onions. Right? So to get started, you got the sausage brown, you got garlic in there, you got pepper in there. I think that's everything. I don't know. It's whatever you have vegetable-wise with some kind of meat that you have to bind it together with eggs to make kind of a pancake thing. That's the goal. We'll see what it looks like. Oh, bowl. Gravy's heating up. That's cooking. Excellent. That's good. I'm sure it's safe. Probably. Pop the top on that thing, safety third. Some onions. We'll get to that in a second. But first off, we're going to do is we're going to add, while it's warm. Now, I did drain some of the grease out of here. I don't know why. It just seemed like that was proper. Slice open the bag and measure a specific amount of cabbage, like that. All right, good. I'll put this away, put that back in the, seal it up for safety. Reaching behind me, you can't see, but I have a handy, yeah, there you go. That one's done. And we're going to crack some eggs. While that's cooking, what I want to do is I want to add the soy sauce to that because that'll kind of help steam the cabbage. I don't know. That's a theory. Don't look at me like I know what I'm doing. And then also add that, a user amount. That's some. Yeah, you should measure it carefully. And as we know, the instructions for everything is in the description below. No, it's just have fun. But, that's for later. Don't put that in yet. Almost did that. Also, this goes in there. So let's get this sort of cooked. We'll heat it up. While I'm doing that, you guys can just watch me stir stuff in here. So the idea is we got to get this slightly cooked. I'm going to have to take that out, and set that off the side for safety because it's not going to quite cook right. Come on now, fire up. Once this gets sort of soft and it's cooked, it doesn't need to be all the way cooked because we've already cooked the sausage. That's already done. So that's easy. It's a little bit of grease. Let's get some more grease in there. So I took all the grease out and then added a little grease. I keep bacon grease in the frying pan next to the stove for, obvious reasons. It's bacon grease. Why wouldn't you? That's pretty close to where we want it. I just want it kind of unhardened, like wilted maybe? I don't know what the right word is. just sort of cooked, and then so all the sauces kind of blend together. Now the thing is, you don't want to get to over hot. Yeah, probably the right word. Because we're going to put some eggs in here, and then we're going to go back and fry that. So we're going to crack 3 eggs, or 4, I don't know. I like 3 because that's a good amount. Dose. And, of course, C. There we go. That. Into that, I'm going to add a little bit of oyster sauce. And by a little bit, I mean a little bit. Like, that's enough. What is that? A little bit. I don't know. A little bit. It's not a cooking show. Mix that up. Just basically, we're going to take this off the heat. This takes out a little bit of concentration, so I don't destroy everything in the house, catch it on fire again, right? And we'll just stir that around. We're going to add it right to that. Stir it around a little bit so it doesn't overcook it. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to get this pan. I'm using a non-stick pan, which doesn't mean they don't stick, but it's less likely to stick than cast iron. I'm going to wipe this out because I want to go back in here. Use the sink. You might not see me for a second. I'm just putting stuff in the sink. Alright, so now we got our pan back, and that is hot. Let that come back up and get really hot, and mix this into the egg mixture like a batter, sort of. And we can add that back in there for warming purposes. You could probably just use another dish if you were, you know, smart. So while I'm doing that, you get the idea. Well, let's put, now we're going to want to make that hot because I want to fry this like a pancake, but kind of like almost deep fry it. So I'll use a little bit of grease, or you could use something else, I don't know. I use bacon grease because I have a lot of bacon grease. Why not? It's good stuff. Alright, so that's cooking. We'll give that a minute to cook, and then we're going to add this mixture a little bit at a time and make a couple, 2, maybe 3, I don't know if pancakes are the right word, but sort of like pancakes. And we're just going to sort of put some of that in there and let it do its thing. Well, that's cooking. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on here at the Tolan's Tactical Tales T3. Hopefully you like what we're doing. You know, like, share, subscribe, that whole mess. I'm having a good time doing it. If there's something you want to see, put a like, a comment, something down below. Share with your friends, let other people know about us. We had like 70 subscribers, so that's kind of huge. I know it's getting out of control, but maybe things will get bigger. I don't know. Hopefully. Thanks everybody for watching. Let's keep on cooking. So this takes a couple of minutes to cook, and you just sort of let it get cooked through like you would, well, a pancake basically. I have my spatula here to flip. Now this is supposed to be a pan you can use metal stuff in, so don't get all mad at me because I'm using a metal spatula in a non-stick pan. Plus, if it doesn't work, it's not end of days. Yeah, you know what? The gravy thing just, it's not necessary to be super hot, and I kind of have to flip this over. So we got almost a pretty good frying pancake here, and you want it kind of crispy so it tastes, you get kind of a crunch to that bite when you get it. So it's not exactly deep fried, but it's kind of deep fried. This is going to go horribly wrong. It did, yeah, okay. That was pretty much what we thought, right? It wasn't going to work. Doesn't matter. It all puts back together nicely. You'll see what we're going to do here in a minute once this cooks all the way through. So obviously it's eggs. You don't want to leave them raw. That's probably not good for you. I don't know. Whatever. So I'm going to get that fried up. It's almost, that turned out pretty good on that one side. You can kind of, hopefully you can see it. Hopefully you can see me. I did one little test run on the camera and kind of an art angle because there's not a lot of room in here to work with. But that's fun. I went over all the gear you need. That's basic stuff. You could add whatever vegetables or whatever meat or whatever you want to that. I just happen to have some sausage that need to be cooked because it was going to go bad if I didn't. So, you know, it's right on the edge. We'll see how that turns out. And if you see another video, you know it went well. If you don't, well, that's the 4th, 8th, 12th, I don't know. One of the times I food poisoned myself, so we'll see. Nah, it should be fine. It's fine. open really, that's fine. That's almost done. We'll give it a little more time on there just to get it kind of all sealed in. I think I'll flip it one more time. And I'll kind of show you what goes next, kind of the prep work, and then I'll finish this all up, clean everything after that, and go from there. Your eggs, throw those in the garbage. The garbage is right there. It is. Yeah, I mean, you can literally reach everywhere in the thing. You can't open the oven and the refrigerator all the way. Oh, that doesn't work. You gotta pick a team on that one. So that's fun. All right, now once again, flip it. Oh yeah, there you go. That's the idea. And we're gonna turn that off. And we'll get our plate. Plate here. I'm going to move this mix off the side, and we'll move the spatula, and then we're going to cut a few of these green onions, scallions, onions, I don't know, something green. They look really cool when you put them on there. It kind of makes it chefy. I don't know. Set the rest of those off the side so I can use them later. And we're kind of ready. We got our gravy here that's, well, it's not hot, but it doesn't have to be hot. It'll pour just fine. Okay, now slide that thing right out onto the plate. Freaking duh, just like that. That's off. And then we'll pour a little bit of gravy on it. Not a lot, because it'll heat it up because it's really hot. And we'll put some scallions on there, some green onions on there, just like that. Does it make it taste better? I don't know, but it does look nice. And then kind of top it off with just a little bit of sesame seeds. There. And voila, some kind of thing that's probably not gonna be bad. Thanks for watching, guys. That's the end of the second Toland's Tactical Tales, or How Not to Cook Food Well, or whatever you want to call it. This time, some kind of egg foo young. That's what we're going to call it. Have a great day, and remember, be safe out there.